Hi guys, hopefully this is going to work. I had to restart the live stream. That's technology for you. So we're going to give it another go, and I'm hoping this is going to work. So yeah, I was just saying this is probably going to be one of the most. Um, I think this is going to be like one of the best, probably the best live stream that I've ever done because the topic I know that loads of men, loads of guys are going to relate to this, and they're going to they're struggling with this. They're going to want help with this. So I'm going to be heavily focusing on how to deal with rejection with women, and I'm gonna also explain how to deal with rejection in life in general. But I'll mainly focus on the area with women because I know most of you that's what you're here for. So I feel I've got that feeling again, a feeling emotional, and I have that feeling of urgency, like I want to share it. So I'm just trying to relax myself, calm myself down, because I get overexcited and I want to, I want to share this information in a way that's relaxed, calm, and guys are going to get it and just take my time. So before we get started, it would be great if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will take you a few seconds. That way you get notified when I put new YouTube videos out, infield videos, live streams, seminars, boxing videos, all kinds of videos. So subscribe to the channel, support the message. The message, I'll explain my message so people are clear. It's all about helping men who are extremely fearful to take action in their life, to face their fears and build confidence and achieve a success. Not just with women, that used to be my main core message. It's more than that for me. It's also about helping people who are struggling with mental health. I'm really passionate about mental health. I've had my own struggles with mental health. And a lot of my teachings have been therapies that I've learned through my experience, and they're really amazing things. And I'm also about it's a deep message, without being cheesy. It is helping men to find love in their life, to love themselves. It's helping men to come, to get off their addictions. It's really helping you in the truest way. So I don't want to make people think, oh, it's just a YouTube channel where he teaches men how to meet women. It isn't that. It used to be that. It's evolved now. I've evolved. My clients have evolved. Um, so this is very meaningful, and someone might come on the channel and they might be in a relationship with a woman and they've got a girlfriend, they're happy, but they might not be happy in other areas of life. They might be very fearful. They might be dealing with things that I battled with, like jealousy, insecurity, addiction, paranoia, social anxiety. They might be going through those things, and my teaching can really help with that. And I've got a powerful message, and there's a lot more to it, but that's mainly the gist of what my message is about. It's about me saying, look, I'm a normal person. I'm not perfect. I was extremely fearful growing up, very sensitive, and very socially shy and nervous. And that affected me in every area of my life. And then I got sick and tired of living like that, feeling not good enough, feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed, angry, as well as feeling really great in moments and really good enough and really talented, but a contradiction of feeling like a very broken person who wasn't good enough for anything really good in his life, but then also feeling like a very strong person who was good enough. So that battle that I went through, that was the sort of fear of potential and fear of not being good enough. It's a contradicting truth where you know deep down you're good enough, but that terrifies you. But then you have parts of you that feel that you're not good enough. So you sort of grappling. I'm sure you guys will relate with that. It's a real contradiction of there was always a confident man in me. There was a businessman in me. There was a guy who was good with women. There was a good person in me. There was a person that was addiction free. There was a confident speaker. There was a guy that was good at making money. There was a guy that was good at sports. But with all those things, I had these contradictions, and I had a lot of voices, and I still have voices, but I just deal with them better. And so I really want to make it clear what my message is about. So if a guy said, you know what, I come onto your YouTube channel, Johnny, and I was going through depression, I was feeling suicidal, and I watched one of your videos, and it helped me so much. It just got me through. It made me feel loved, or it made me feel safe, or it gave me some hope, or it helped me to go out and face my fears. That I've done my job. or if another guy just says, you know what, I've paralyzed with fear of speaking to women. I've never been able to do it. I've watched one of your infield videos. I've gone out and tried it, and I've had an amazing conversation with a girl, and it's made me feel great about myself. Or if someone watches my YouTube channel and says, I've been doing a job my whole life that I don't like, and I'm not getting treated well at work, and I'm sick and tired of feeling, below, not good enough. And I watched one of your videos. It inspired me. It touched me, and it gave me the courage to leave my job and go and set my business up. Whatever. Even if someone said to me, I was embarrassed to dance, and watching your videos and feeling the vibration of your message and the teaching and all your experiences of my mentors and how I've been brought up by my dad and family, that came across to me, and it connected deeply with me, or whatever on the surface, and it made me want to dance. That energy, I love that. That makes me feel so good. Or if a guy said, I couldn't go in the boxing gym, was too scared, watch one of your videos. So I hope I struggle because it's so deep and it's meaningful to me and to any guy. So that's what it's about. Welcome, guys. I'll go through the names. I really appreciate it. Cheers, Ali. Thanks for coming on. Cheers, Anton. Cheers, Jeremy. Cheers, Kei Yifu. Cheers, Alexo. I really appreciate all of you coming on today. We're going to be honest. I really hope you guys stay on this stream, because I promise you, and you're going to give me feedback. This is going to be the most powerful live stream or talk that I've ever done on YouTube about how to handle the pain and the hurt and the fear of being rejected by a woman that you love or you like, or several women. And I'm going to talk about dealing with rejection in life in general, because these two go hand in hand. So what I will say is, I don't know everything about women. So yeah, expert, had a lot of success with women, taught loads of men all around the world how to be successful with women, got men in relationships long term, got guys that were virgins, never had any experience dating women. One of my clients got married, had a son, from my doing 2 of my 6-week transformation programs 3 years ago. So I've got loads of success stories with the amount of people that I helped. So I've actually taken some people further than I've got in my own dating life. I haven't been married yet. I don't have a family. So that's wonderful that a client has gone further than me. And I really, I feel good about that. I don't feel any jealousy or anything like that. I just feel really balanced about it, and I'm really pleased, and I'm kind of in shock that I was able to have that impact on someone, because I do come from a place with a lot of self-doubt and insecurity. So but what I am going to share with you today, I'm going to share with you what I've learned from age 9 years of age up until age 35. I've got a lot of experience with women, done everything wrong with women, made all the mistakes. I've been needy, I've been desperate, I've been a Mr. Nice Guy. Sometimes I've been a bit of an arsehole when I've not been myself. I've had women not treat me well. I've made mistakes. I've been too desperate, texting too much, too many comments. I've made all those mistakes. I've been hurt. I've had my heart broken. I know what it feels like as a guy. It's not nice. Ego aside, when your heart's been broken, you feel like you want to end your life. If it just feels like life's over, you're devastated. So I've experienced that and know what that feels like. These are all the painful. On a positive, I've had great results with women. I've been extremely confident, extremely abundant. I've had women chasing me and interested in me and dating me. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I'm still learning and growing. And, I still haven't met my dream girl, so to speak. I've met several. I've been in love. I've met amazing women. But at the moment, I'm not married. So that tells you I don't know everything. The critics might judge me for that and say, well, how can Johnny Berba be teaching guys how to meet women if he's not in a long-term relationship, or if he doesn't have a wife and a family? That's a fair point. My response would be, it just hasn't happened for me yet. And maybe it's not meant to happen right yet. And maybe that's what makes me a good teacher, coming from that perspective. Maybe if I was in a fully committed long-term relationship or married, I might not be as inspired. I don't know. I can't answer until I'm in that position. But what I can say is I've got a hell of a lot of experience. I've had long-term relationships. Um, you know, some of them we could have got married. Sometimes I changed my mind. So I'm not coming on here with arrogance and all that. You know, to a large degree, you guys know it just as much as I do. I think what I can really bring to the table, which can really help men, is I'm not perfect and I'm not the best guy in conversation. I'm not the most articulate, but I've got a lot of courage. I've got big balls, metaphorically speaking. I'm tremendously brave, and I can only thank my father for that. He pushed me when I was younger. He forced me into lots of scary situations. I'm so glad he did. It wasn't nice at the time. And I've been around great men, and I've been around challenged men like myself. So with being around a lot of interesting men, it rubbed off on me. And I don't even know where I get the courage sometimes, because naturally I am very shy and sensitive, and you know, part of me is not a confident person, is not the person that you see. This person is someone that I've developed and grown through a lot of therapy, a lot of work. I sometimes think I had to do too much work to get the results that I've got with women, but then I wouldn't be who I am. So, you know, I don't know everything. What I'm basically saying, I'm not God, and I believe in God. So I'm still on the journey, but I have a lot of experience to share, and that experience seems to really help me. So, you know, I'm not coming on here today claiming to be a relationship expert, but I am very good at helping men to get a good relationship with themselves, and I'm really good at getting men to approach women with confidence. And you know, when you've got the confidence to approach the women, that is the foundation that ends up leading to a relationship. So technically, I am good in relationships and teaching it, but I don't specifically focus on relationships in that sense, if that makes sense to you guys, all the contradictions of what I've said. So let's get started, okay? So let's be really honest here. I really am going to do the best to leave my ego out and to not show off, because you know, you get a lot of videos online where they say, "I'll just get over rejection," and the real truth is, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to just to shrug off a rejection when you really like the girl and you're attracted to her, and you're invested in her, and you're scared that she's going to turn you down, and you're not thinking about other women. You like her. It hurts. It does hurt. Now, obviously, um, the opposite. Like another another argument. My mum's been helpful with this. Is you shouldn't take it personal when a girl turns you down that you don't know very well. So, for example, you walk up to a girl on the street, you've never met her before, you like the look of her, you stop her, you compliment her, she's friendly, you're having a conversation, and she says, "Listen, you're a really nice guy. Thank you for coming over to me, but I've got a boyfriend, and I'm going to have to say I'm not interested in you in that way." Or, you know, she's not willing, fair enough, to betray a boyfriend, which I think is good, but that's you guys' opinion. Or another situation where you stop a girl and you fancy her rotten, your heart's beating, you really want her, you're already deciding, I'd love to date her, even without getting to know her, which is, we'll get into that in a second. You speak to her and she goes, "No, I'm busy. No, I don't want to talk to you." So there are different levels of rejection. There are rejections that are hurt more or less than others, if that makes sense. Obviously, if you've been dating a girl for 6 months and you're really into her and you love her and she likes you, but then she doesn't like to hurt you. They don't care how strong you are, they don't care how many women you've been with, you're human, unless you're a psychopath with no empathy. That's going to hurt you. So, how do we deal with things like that, or even longer than that? Or even sometimes you might get a number from a girl on the street or in public. You go on a first date, it goes really well, you kiss, she likes you, she definitely likes you, there's a great connection, everything went right. And then you say, you know, "Let's go out again." She agrees to it, but then she changes her mind. She texts you a long message saying, "Listen, I'm really sorry. You're a great guy. I do like you. I enjoyed the first date, but I'm not ready for a relationship, or no, there's another guy in my life." So as a man, you have to prepare for these things, because these things are going to happen to you on this, whatever you call it, path or journey. And if you're not prepared, it can destroy you. Obviously, I'm trying to help guys so that doesn't happen. Because in my earlier years, and a lot of you, maybe you're surprised or you don't know, I got extremely hurt because I was very sensitive and insecure, and I didn't have much experience with women. So when sort of the first couple of women came into my life. Even the women that I met on the street when I first started going out. I first met Floyd. Like, one of my first approaches was a beautiful English girl, my type at the time, who liked me a lot and was into me just as much as I was into her. But as the relationship progressed, she rejected me. She told me that she didn't see it going anywhere, and I struggled in those days with erectile dysfunction, so I wasn't able to even sleep with a girl, and that destroyed me at the time. I didn't have dating coaches or anyone tell me, you know, it's not as bad as you think. You'll meet someone else. So I'm just making a point of saying I know how rejection feels. So I would say what I've learned with rejection is, and I've learned this with myself, and like your own sort of relationship with God or your own belief. It's very easy to say to a guy or anyone, don't take it personal. But when we get rejected and we feel hurt, of course we take it personal, because we're the ones who've been rejected. But what I realise is, if you can see beyond the rejection, if you can say, okay, look, this girl's rejected me. I'm hurt. I'm not ego side. Let's cut the bullshit. I'm hurt. I'm angry at her. I'm sad. How could she do this to me? I thought she liked me. You know, she led me on, or, you know, why am I not good enough? Why is there a guy she's going to go instead of me? That's human. That's all ego and being human. But if you can go, okay, it hurts, but I'm not going to let her destroy me. Not in a context like I'm not going. I'm going to try and not have resentment for her and anger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my energy. I'm going to learn from any mistakes that I feel I've made. If I've been too needy, I'll work on being less needy. I'll go on. I'll work on my life. I'll build my confidence. I'm back out there. I'm going to speak to other women. I will meet another woman who is going to be more attracted to me than the last one, and you know, she'll be. And I'm not going to get rejected. So if you can see failure as equaling success, your pain is it won't stop you as much. And what I'm saying is, you're still going to feel pain. But that pain is going to propel you to get success. If I could share my testimony, excuse me, I would say all of my successes with women throughout the years, mostly are from the street or in public. Every single one of them, even the ones where amazing ones, you know, where they're beautiful looking, they've got good personalities. They've lived with me, or we've moved in together, and they love me. That came off the back of a lot of rejections. Now, I might not have told her that. Maybe that's not relevant. So I really want to make it clear, and I'm talking to myself out loud. I'm telling you guys, this is from my heart. When you get rejected, don't quit. Do not quit, because what the ego will do is, let me expound. I know a lot about the ego and the male mind. The ego will go, I told you you're not good enough. You know, she's rejected you because you're not good enough. And the reason why she's rejected you, because you wasn't good enough when you were younger. The ego can be very nasty. You know, our own shadows can start talking to us and creating stories, and then saying, you know, if you'd have had more money, she wouldn't have rejected you, or if you would have been better in bed, or if you was more confident, or if you were more grounded, or if you had a bigger apartment, or if you was a celebrity, she would never have done that to you. You know, that's the nature of the ego. It's very insecure. What you've got to do is not feed that stuff and go, look, everyone gets rejected. Johnny Berba gets rejected. Every celebrity has been rejected. Every human being. You know, and even the women get rejected too. And I've rejected loads of women. I'm sure you guys have, for good reason sometimes. So when you look at it rationally and really look at it, in a few weeks' time or a year's time, it won't even matter to you. You'll get over it. So it's just knowing that the pain is not going to last forever. It always goes. Our mind tricks us. How many times have we all done it? We go in our head, in our heart. We go, I'm never going to find a girl like her again. I loved her so much. You know, we shared so many moments. You're going to get all the memories, the things that we did. You know, we made love together. We held hands. We watched films together. She met my family. I met her family. She told me she's going to be with me forever. How could this happen? You'll meet someone else, and the relationship will be even better. So rejection grows you. You're right. It grows you. It gives you experience. But if you stop and let it defeat you, and then you go, you know what? I'm not going to speak to women anymore. I'm not good enough for women. They always reject me. If you start feeling sorry for yourself and getting into that low self-esteem, the rejection can really mess you up. So this is like the most powerful thing I've learned, and you guys have seen it. That's why when guys might say, why does, like, most people love that, you know, people say, I love the Johnny Berba shows. That was really weird. And I'm talking about myself in third person because I know I'm more than just a dating coach, and we all are anyway. I'm going deep. You know, I like that Johnny Berba shows the rejections in his videos. It makes it more real on that. And of course, I do it for that reason, because I like to pick myself as a genuine person who's teaching the honest truth of what I've experienced and what works. But I think the big reason why I show the failures is to illustrate what I'm telling you guys today. I'm basically saying, without me failing today on the street, I'm not going to get success. There's a relationship, there's a connection. It's the same in business and sales. You don't get every deal you go for. Not everyone's going to work with you. Not everyone is going to pay you. So even though I think with women, we're a lot more emotional than business and money. So, you know, it's almost like, you know, the 5 women in your life that rejected you, they paved the way for the great woman you're going to meet, you know, the 6th or 7th woman, or the 1st or 2nd. So sometimes when we get rejected as men, we feel separation, and that's what hurts. But we're not separate, it's all connected. And sometimes it's not personal. Sometimes the girl is going through a bad time in her life. She's got trust issues herself. She's struggling with her own self-esteem. She might not tell you that. She's in bad relationships, or she's promiscuous, or she doesn't know what to do. So, you know, she rejects you because she's really rejecting herself. So there's understanding a lot of the complexities around rejection, and not taking it so personal, as Eckhart Tolle said, not identifying with, I've been rejected, I'm not good enough, because you are good enough. Because, you know, this is what blew my mind many times going out. You know, I go out and then, you know, 10 women turn me down. Some have got boyfriends, some don't like me, some think I'm strange or whatever. But then on the 11th approach, I pull a stunning girl. And then I do another approach and I pull another stunning girl. And sometimes I'll pull another stunning girl. And it's like, what does this mean then? I just met and, you know, successfully met 3 beautiful women, but 10 women turned me down. So where do we go with it? Do I believe the 10 women and then go, yeah, I'm not good enough because 10 women said no to me in a universe full of millions of women? Do I weigh it up with the 3 women that love me? And those 3 women, no disrespect to the 10 women that rejected me, those 3 women are actually physically more attractive than the 10 that turned me down, and they've got better personalities. So I'm going really deep here. I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge myself. That's good. Well done for getting the therapy. I'll start answering you guys' questions soon. So, you know, and then I'm going to give you the spiritual aspect. I didn't know this. This is not logical. It wasn't in books. I didn't know I was going to experience it. And this don't make sense to me, but it's true. When I've gone through bad rejections, in the moment, even if it's a relationship, I feel immense pain and sadness. But as I sit through that sadness and keep going through it, and I know that I feel cheesy when I say this, but I'm telling the truth. I get this feeling of God. It's a weird. Maybe you guys are going to rate. Maybe there's Eckhart Tolle could explain it. I feel like I'm closer to God. I feel like this deep love, this deep connection. It's like a deep knowing that something much deeper and better is going to happen. I don't know if it's the higher self saying that, you know, you're better than that. You know, it's not the ego. It's not egotistical. It's very, very spiritual. But that only happens when you really sit through these painful rejections. Yeah, presence. You're right. This presence comes up. But I found it only comes up when I completely surrender to the fact that I'm hurt. She's hurt me. I'm damaged. My heart's broken in this moment, or in the next couple of days. I'm basically dying inside it. You know, I'm hurt. I'm crying. There's, you know, being an alpha male, that ain't going to get me out of this. You know, it don't matter how many women I've slept with before. It doesn't matter how tough I think I am. It doesn't matter how many boxing matches I've been in, or street fights, or how deep my voice is, or how big I am, or what I've done in bed. All of these rationalizations, it's hurt. My heart's hurt. I love, you know, obviously I'm human. I'm gonna say I fucking love this girl. She's broke my heart, and I'm gonna feel upset. Why has she done this to me? Why has this happened? Why has God done this to me? So I go through all that, feeling sorry for myself, sadness. I might even have a cry as well. I'm not ashamed about that. There's times I'm in tears, you know, obviously in the privacy of my own house. I'm having a conversation with God, and then this deep feeling comes up, and the feeling says to me, you are good enough. it's small, you know what I mean? Just forgive her, love her. It's not her fault, and she doesn't. You can't make her love you, can you? But you'll meet someone else, and that person is going to love you more. And they're not going to reject you. And that is, this is not false positivity. This is the truth of what I've experienced. And I remember many times I've shared a story with you guys, like stories. I'd gone through a very, very bad, heart wrenching breakup, and I went to see my old mentor, Floyd. I needed friendship. You know, sometimes that's when you need your friends the most. And he saw I was in a bad way by my face. He said, "What happened?" And I was crying. I said, "You know, I've broken up with my girlfriend, and I made some mistakes too, if I'm being honest. At that time, I was cheating a bit. My ego took over a bit, all the success and the fame, and I started to, have a bit of trust issues. It's natural when you've been in a relationship for 3 years and you're in love and you're still working on yourself. Um, so no, he didn't slap me. Actually, he's too kind for that. He's a good guy. He cooked me some food. He sat me down. He said, "Listen, Johnny, I know how you feel, but he basically said, do you remember who you are?" He just said, I don't even know what he said exactly, but he basically just, what he communicated to me, you'll meet someone else. You can do better than that. And then literally, and I'm not being arrogant here, because it feels very arrogant, you guys, when I start talking about results, but this is true. I think about a week and a half later, I went out and I met 3 women, and I didn't sleep with all of them. I think the 4th woman I met was one of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life. I would say she's the most kindest, genuine. She was beautiful too. If she's watching this video, it's unlikely she knows what I do. She was a great friend to me, and I'm a bit sorry that I hurt her feelings. I didn't mean to. I wasn't ready to fully settle, but we dated for over a year, and that lovely woman come into my life off the back of a massive heartbreak. So great things come out of pain. It's not over. Failure equals success. Les Brown's right. But I think the worst thing any of you could do, any man could do, is when you get hurt by a woman or you get your heart broken or you get rejected, is quit. Because when you quit, and of course there's exceptions. If you've been married for 10 years, you might need some time to cool down in therapy. But generally speaking, some of these old school sayings are great. Get back on your horse. The only way to get over a woman is to meet another woman. It has to be done. So there's so many other women to meet. Don't allow your mind and fantasy to pedestalize a woman. You can appreciate her, love her, of course. That's even better if you can do that. You're a better man. And I'm also not teaching guys to be resentful and angry and hateful. That wouldn't get you too far. Even though that's quite tempting and inhuman. Try and forgive the girl and try and wish her the best, wish her good in her life. Don't wish bad on her, because you just make yourself feel awful. So, these are important things. And, a lot of you guys have said something that I actually think is not true. You said, well, only men need to grow, women don't. Well, I'm just starting to learn that's not true. Women grow too. Maybe it's more apparent, it's more in a man's DNA because I won't, anyway, but they still got to grow and they learn in their relationships and they make mistakes too. So it's understanding that they're not perfect. Just because a girl turns you down, who is attractive and desired by lots of men, and you liked her and she didn't like you as much, that doesn't make her perfect. And no one is perfect, and women are not perfect. They have a lot of issues, probably more as men, to be honest. I think you could argue that. So the rejection should inspire you to go deeper into yourself, your spiritual connection, and it should push you to go out and meet someone else and keep going and keep growing and keep learning. So what do you guys think of that? That was about half an hour, heartfelt wisdom. It's always got me out of painful places into great places. It's always got me success. And I found the more experience I've got, the quicker I bounce back from the rejection, You're welcome, Bloodlust. Yeah, you will, Lesbos. That's quite a common fear men have. I've had it myself and overcome it. It's resurfaced, the fear of ever truly connecting with a woman. You will, and it will happen when you're not expecting it. It doesn't always happen when you put pressure. So of course it's good what you're doing, going out and approaching. But within that robust masculine directness, which is good, and I do teach that, and you guys are doing it, and I practice it too. I went out today and done it. within you going out and cold approaching and choosing the women, there is a natural law of attraction, spontaneity that sometimes, I don't know if all of you believe in God, God will bring you the woman, the right woman, when you're not expecting it. You know, it will come. But there's no harm in going out there and searching for it. And it's not listening to the voices as well, because when you get rejected, what it does is it triggers off all those voices: abandonment, not good enough, fears. You know, but if you learn and develop, you can grow more. Hey Shane, hi Johnny. I'm now taking action and approaching. What do I do if I approach a girl on her own and her boyfriend comes back? You just be a gentleman. You have class. This is what I teach. Be respectful. Just say, oh, I didn't know it was your girlfriend. Have a nice day, and walk off and go and meet a woman who's single. Very simple. Done. So that's really important. And remember what I was saying as well. Now, I've spoken a lot about dealing with rejection with women and how that leads to success, the right attitude, the right action to take. The main concept is, generally speaking, what I would teach any guy when he gets rejected by a girl on the street or from a date or in a relationship, to get back out there and be proactive and keep dating and go and meet someone else. Because what are you supposed to do as a man? Obviously, if a woman rejects you and hurts you, you don't just stay there and then she's going to go and meet someone. You don't just stay there. You go and meet someone who's right for you. That's obviously not the right person for you, so you keep going. I started quite natural. The routines didn't really work for me. I very quickly eradicated routines. I'm not into that stuff. So I just get out there. I've always been raw, direct, honest myself, and just learn intuitively how to speak to women. Common sense, But where were we? So yeah, okay, dealing with rejection in life. Another thing that a lot of people are frightened of. Now, in any venture in life, you're going to be rejected. In business, when I first got into business, I had to really deal with the harsh reality that not everyone was going to take my coaching and pay me and do programs, and there's a lot of hassle with people emailing and then changing their mind or saying that they don't have the money or they can't commit to it. So you learn, you don't take it personal, but then you also, I succeeded a lot and sold thousands of pounds worth of coaching and attracted so many clients around the world. So you've really got to look at the success that you're getting as well, and not just focus. Rejection generally tends to trap you and trick you, and focus. Because for most men, you could get 10 successes with women over a 6-month period, right? That's very, very positive. But if you got one rejection that hurt you, you would completely eradicate all the success and you'd focus on that one rejection. Because Les Brown's right, we're naturally negative by nature. We tend to focus on the negative. We focus on, 10 people say 10 great things about us. One hater says a bad thing. Our energy goes to that. So it's training yourself to not focus on the rejection, not to identify it. And when you don't identify with the rejection, you don't feed it, and then you're not rejected. So I'm also incorporating some of the spiritual teachings from people like Eckhart Tolle. I don't know everything. I'm a Christian by faith. I'm sure Jesus would have taught something similar, to not dwell on the past and negativities, and then later on you might even change your perspective and go, it wasn't even a rejection, it was a learning curve. So it's how you see it. But we're never losing sight that we're all human. Anyone can be hurt, women can be hurt, guys can be hurt, dating coaches can be hurt. A guy like me who's had a lot of success, I can still be hurt. So it's respecting that as well. And if you couldn't be hurt, you wouldn't be human, and you wouldn't, that means you've got empathy and love. So don't lose sight of that. That's understandable. I can understand you not feeling good enough in alpha, but it's not feeding that story. And you keep working with yourself, Les Boss, and you can rise out of that. And all of the stuff I've been teaching is helping you to beat these voices and these inner scripts. It does take a lot of work, but it is doable and it is worth it, and you're on the right track. Another thing I'm going to say as well, Rejections, painful rejections, as painful as they can be and as negative as we think they are, they can be amazing triggers for human transformation. One of you mentioned it in the comments earlier. I saw it, which is true. Getting rejected by a girl or someone hurting your feelings or breaking your heart, that I'm not joking. I know this, that could make you £1 million in business. That could make you write, you know, something close to the works of Shakespeare, or the best piece of art, because that pain that you experience, that that person created in you, you use that as fuel and you go into a different industry. So inspiration, even though we don't talk a lot about these truths in our culture because of the funniness and then the dishonesty and the egotism and the hiding, but pain can inspire powerful potential and success. And history tells us that. So use your pain. Use the pain that anyone creates in your life to go forward and create love. Um, I'm talking to myself too, because this is true. This is truth coming out of me, and experience and different perspective and different methods and learning. So it's an ongoing thing. I'm really pleased. Well done. You had success with women. Well, that's true. That means you're improving. Conversation, communication seems to be the most powerful thing. It is powerful, and if you can, if you can look at the rejections that you've got constructively and not be so hard on yourself, they can really help you to grow. Because sometimes you do have to change your behaviors. You do have to go, well, I am being too needy with women. I am being desperate. I am investing too much when they're not investing as much. I'm texting too much, or too many compliments, or I'm showing too much interest, and they're not showing as much. So you need to be obviously aware of these things and work on improving them. And also loving yourself as well. As men, we need to learn to love ourselves. We need to also learn, that we don't just get our love from a woman or a woman's love, which is important, obviously. Same for women. So connect to your purpose. Man search for meaning. If your rejection hurts you that much, probably a sign that you've not got enough meaning in your life. That you're not doing the job that you love, or you're being too addicted, too many addictions, you're not being honest enough, or you're not facing enough fear. So I want to inspire powerful transformation. I practice meditation when this is now I'm in a meditative state from doing the live stream, when I talk to him, when I teach, stuff like that. So a lot of my life is a meditative life. This is a really powerful, optimistic talk about dealing with it, and you will deal with it. You will improve as you go along. And the first rejection a guy ever gets, it always hurts, doesn't it? At school when we're younger, but we get stronger for it. We grow for it, and then the successes heal you up too. So you need both to get stronger. Ultimately, intellectually, no one wants to be rejected, but spiritually, emotionally, it's really important for you. Well, that's your choice, not mine. I can't tell you whether you should use steroids or not to attract women. That doesn't sound like that comes from the best place of self-esteem, if I'm being honest, Alex. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's your choice. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't take steroids just to attract women. Different if you was a bodybuilder going to competitions. But I definitely go gym. I love gym, train. Well, you don't need to be on steroids to protect a girl, but you do what you feel is right. That's another subject. So any questions on rejection, guys? Anything more I can elaborate on? Listen, I recommend meditation if it feels right for you. So it depends on each person. It depends on what type of meditation. Because for me, there's, when you say meditation, usually people think and refer to the classical sense, but that's not really the meditation that I really connect with. I prefer more, doing sports and stuff like that. I can't answer that. These questions are really obscure and abstract. How many women should you approach each week? There's not a certain amount of Monday. It's not like, oh, you approach 30 women a week and then you get results. It really depends. But just make sure that you're approaching enough women. Yeah, well, yeah, you can practice that to detach from the thoughts. You can just practice not identifying. But for me, meditation is anything that gets you present. When I teach, I get into a meditative state. I'm in a meditative state now. All my voice is quiet and I'm present. Look, I'm just speaking. It's just flowing now. The words are just pouring out. Um, yeah. But I would say now, let me just cover like the rejections of when you go out, guys, on the street and you stop a girl, she don't talk to you, you can't take that personal. Or when a girl says, I've got a boyfriend, you can't take that personal. A lot of women are going to have boyfriends. What can you do? You've got to move on, keep going. Well done, Mr. Alucard 97. Well done for trying. And listen, there's no shame, guys. There's no shame in going for what you want and getting rejected. That's being a man. You're not going to always get it in life. Women's opportunities, but at least go for it. And I've got to be honest, right? Just to be a bit careful. It seems, in my opinion, and it's your choice, but you're a bit obsessed over this girl. I mean, the amount of investment you talked about it before. I wouldn't do that too much because that's how you get hurt. It's nice to like a girl. It's nice to go for it, but I wouldn't. That's nothing. Guys get obsessed with women, and if it don't work out, it really hurts you. So don't be so obsessed before you even got to know the girl. If you know she likes you, slow down a bit, relax, have some more self-control, work on yourself, find a purpose in your life, speak to other women, so that you're not focusing all your eggs in one basket and then getting hurt. So I would just say, leave it. You're talking about it. I can feel it even doesn't feel right for me to keep talking to you about this girl. It's too heavy, it's too needy, and women don't like that. So you need to work on the neediness by, speaking to other women. Yeah. Guys, we're not going to get caught up in what to say here because we're talking about a bigger concept. It doesn't really matter what you say. You've seen my videos. I've taught guys all around the world. That's the teaching. It's never really been about what you say. It's how confident you are. You know, each and every social situation is different. You can't have a one fit method on every girl. It just doesn't work like that. And people claim that online, but they're not telling the truth. You need to be flexible. Like when I come on the live stream, I don't plan everything I'm going to say. You need to be spontaneous. You need to be socially intelligent. You need to be creative. You need to listen. So there isn't a perfect thing to say. So please, guys, don't ask me questions like, "Oh, what do I say?" And it's just too that it's just weird. It's just not natural. Yeah, that's part of this. When I first used to go out and speak to them on the street, it massively used to affect my mood because I didn't have as much self control as I do now and experience. And of course, going out with the wrong people can completely ruin your mood. But if you're with the right people, then it can be great. So that's something you work on, Lesbos. You develop more emotional strength and spiritual strength, and you learn. No one's perfect, of course. We all have change of moods, but you learn how to get more balanced when you go out. So you don't allow your ego to get so excited when you get a girl's number, or equally get so down and upset and angry and depressed or lonely when you don't work out. You stay in the middle somewhere. But of course, what I'm saying to you, Lesbos, is not an easy thing to learn straight over a live stream. This takes some time and practice. You grow it, and it's a lifelong journey. I would equally say if there's ever a period where a girl rejects you and it really hurts you and you can't stop thinking about it or get over it, I really think that's a sign that you need to focus on your potential in your life. You haven't got a busy enough life in the sense that you're not facing your fears in your life. And that's why she's making you feel so insecure. Because if you've got a great potential, then the rejections don't affect you as much. You don't allow someone to steal your happiness and make you feel so insecure. So that's very important. Yeah, forget about the girl. You're talking about her way too much. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. Look, I hope it works out with you and her, of course. But at the same time, we're not going to speak about it continuously. Go for it. Hope for the best. If it doesn't work out with her, learn, move on, and meet another girl. You've got to be strict with this sometimes as well. You have to be more. Sometimes you've got to be stronger. You know, you've got to talk to yourself and well, of course, that's key. I've always said that. I don't believe in wingmen. I personally don't agree with going out and using each other just to help each other to pick up women because you're going to have a miserable relationship with someone like that. So build a genuine friendship. Really, the guy you go out with, this is what I believe. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. The guy you go out and spend time with to speak to women, you should enjoy speaking to him probably more than you do the women. You should love that guy. He should be your mate, really. And you should have a great relationship. And that relationship will attract you both great women. But if you're just going out with someone to use them, at least be honest about it. Say, you know, we're not great friends here. We have a great friendship, but we're both using each other to push each other to approach women. Just cut the bullshit. And if you're not happy with the situation, then stop going out with the wing. You know, sometimes, you know, you've got to be more cutthroat and straight with people and yourself because you're going to get hurt. And we need to cut the bullshit because life is short, right? No. Women, listen, generally, if a woman flakes, it's because this is a hard truth. She was not attracted to you enough to meet you, I'm being honest with you. So it is a form of rejection, but there are some grey areas. It doesn't mean because a woman flakes on you that she doesn't find you attractive. She thinks you're ugly and horrible. It's not always that. It's just that she might have had doubts. She might think, oh, he's too confident. He goes out and meets other women. I don't want to meet a guy who's a player. So there's sometimes you get flaked on for a good reason. It's because you're too confident. I've had women flake on me who are too intimidated to meet me, or they know that I've done this before. And then there's women that flaked on me because I didn't build enough connections. So again, what I'm learning about here is I know it's difficult and it's challenging. We're human, have feelings, but it's not taking things so personal. As I said, it's different if you've been married for 20 years and a woman leaves you. That's not easy to get over. Even that can be done. But a lot of you guys' rejections are with girls that you're not really that close with. You don't really know that well. Some of them is just women you're approaching on the street. They're strangers. So it's a big world out there. Keep going. There's a lot more than to meet. And when you're doing cold approach, a lot of the women are going to turn you down. When you look at the numbers, that's not to put men off. You'll get a lot of success. What I'm saying is, you know, they're in relationships. They're busy. You know, so it's a numbers game. And more no's are going to happen than yeses in any successful journey. Right, we've got around 10-15 minutes until this stream ends. So make sure you get any real serious questions in so I can answer them. But I've gave you the main bulk. I gave you a great teaching today. I really hope you guys see the value in it. I still sense that maybe some of you, it's not fully connecting yet. I know it's quite advanced and deep. I'm going straight to it, but it will give you something to work towards. And maybe you'll watch this live stream back. And a lot of things I've said, you might appreciate them a little bit later down the line when you experience them. But ultimately, this video is to help men get success with women, because you can't get success with beautiful women and not experience rejection. It's not possible. And anyone who tells you that is lying to you, and they're lying to themselves, and they're not being congruent. And that's their choice. But I tell you the truth, it ain't going to happen. No, I've been at this for 13 years. I've got so much experience, and I've taught it to men around the world. I learned from people that are very good. Everyone gets rejected. It's part of life. And there's, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's going to happen. After this live stream, I'm going to nip down because I've been training a hell of a lot. I'm hungry to eat more, and then I'm gonna chill out and watch some stuff on YouTube. I'm probably going to write a newsletter. I'm sort of meditating on my day tomorrow. I'll be going to the gym tomorrow, boxing on Friday, and I've always got questions to answer from them. So little bits and pieces. I'm going to chill out, have fun. It's been an intense day. You know, it's been an awesome day today. I did the gym, swimming. I did a meditation, shadow boxing. I approached a few women, and I went on a. I didn't expect to go for an instant coffee and I had half a beer. I'm not really a drinker these days. Half a lager, one drink is enough for me. I'm not really into it. So basically, the main essence of the teaching is not just with women but with life. Don't stop when you get rejected. Most people stop when they get rejected. They think when they get rejected, that's a sign that that they need to stop. You don't stop. Do I think? Well, to be honest, I did do that for a while. I wasn't a monk, but I did do that lifestyle, and I learned a lot. But it wasn't for me in the end. But you never know. But I don't see me being a monk. I don't aspire to do that. It's a good question, though. I like the deepness in it. I like the truthfulness. But I did that for several years. When I took a break out, I went through a really spiritual stage. No sex with women, no alcohol. I basically lived like a very strict Christian or spiritual person, and it actually started to affect me mentally and physically. So I like to live good and clean as I can, but I'm not a monk, and I'm not going to live that lifestyle. But I've got nothing against it. I respect anyone who's got the courage to live what they believe in, as long as it isn't harming other people. And monks, peaceful people, so I'm fascinated by them. Well, it depends on the perspective of how you look at shadows as demons. If you take a psychological standpoint, they would say, multiple personality disorder. Jungian, the teaching would say the shadows, but in the Christian teaching or other faiths, they would say demons. And people use that terminology in everyday life. They say, I'm battling with my demons. So I don't know. It depends how you look at it. Do you believe that it's a demon that's possessing you, or do you just think no, it's just a dark thought, or as Eckhart Tolle says, the pain body? They're all describing the same thing, but from a different perspective. Depends how you look at it. But if you're curious, and I know that a lot of you are like me, you'll investigate into your pain. You'll trace it. You'll be hungry for truth. So if a woman rejects you and it makes you feel a certain way, it might show you something about yourself that's more valuable than you getting the girl. I did not see. I didn't even know I was going to say that. That just came from a really deep, true place. So sometimes the girl rejecting us as men, we think it's so wrong because it hurts us and we want the girl so badly. We want her love and approval. We want to be with her. At least we feel that our ego wants that. Maybe our heart does too. But it might have been better that she did reject us because maybe she wasn't the right person for us and we wasn't the right man for her at that time. And that was something that had to happen to you, me, and also for women as well. They go through pain as well with men. So maybe that would propel a man to go deeper, work on himself, and become an even greater man, and then attract a woman in a better place, and he's in a more aligned place. So the lessons are they're deep, and I don't know how deep you guys want to go, but I'm always willing to go deep to the truth. I've always been. That's what excites me and keeps me teaching because there's better truths, greater truths, and different perspectives. you know. But at the end of the day, however you're looking at it, rejection's a part of life, and it happens to everyone. And no one's too good to not be rejected. No one's above it. You're not. Whatever they think. No, even women get rejected. Models get rejected. Um, you know. So celebrities, everyone. Even prophets got rejected. The greatest minds. At the higher end of echelons. Even I don't see people like that, but the world judges like that. It happens to everyone. And even when you're successful, you get rejected. And sometimes you get rejected because you're successful. So when you've got this understanding, you can handle it a lot better. But my attitude is never quit. I die before I quit. Whether that's succeeding with women, business, anything, anything, I won't. My heart won't allow that. So I hope you guys found this inspiring. This is what I've learned, and like I keep saying, comes big success. Sometimes the most harshest heartbreaks, pains, and rejections, they lead to the biggest successes and breakthroughs and spiritual growth. So anyway, I'm out of words and I'm out of energy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to call it time. I'm done now. I'm exhausted. I really enjoyed it. I'll lead us on the channel. I hope it helps a lot of guys, and I hope you got a lot out of it today, guys. And this has really helped me. It's planted the seed, and you learn a lot. So thanks for your input. Enjoy the process, and I'll speak to you guys soon. All right, bye.